Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm on the back porch at my mama's because I'm a nomad. No gal. No happy. Yes, happy. I don't like nomad. Nomad. A wanderer. A wanderer of inspiration. This channel is always about enlightenment, enrichment, and inspiration. But for right now, it ain't none of that. We are smoking up. We are drinking up. We are watching up. Netflix, Eric, limited series. I'm on episode 2, halfway through episode 2. Yeah, so dad was like, I'm putting together I'm putting together this video, this puppet to bring back my son who got taken. But mom is like, you crazy. Like you doing this for you. And he's like, I'm gonna get my son back. I'm gonna get my son back. Mm. Now, mind you, in episode 1, towards the end, when they showed that little boy got snatched, dad had a, oh, mama's in the bathroom. What she? Oh, is she pregnant? Oh no, maybe she just. Mom is feeling nauseous. She lost her baby. Like that's what that is. Oh, baby's on the boy's on paper. You know. And the dad is having hallucinations. Hallucinations, y'all. Mm. See, I think, let me pause this for a moment. Hallucinations can be fun, but you got to know how to ride them out and when to have them and when not to have them. And I know hallucinations don't work like that, but they need to work like that. And they can. That's like all about mindset, right? Like they can definitely your hallucinations can definitely work that way when you realize you're having a hallucination and you're like, this ain't right. You got to bring yourself back to reality. But this is a TV show, so dad is having hallucinations, and this part kind of reminds me of that other show. Oh my gosh, I have to think of it. The guy had like a little imaginary puppet friend that helped him solve crimes. It was really raunchy. The main character he had played like on SUV or SVU, some nonsense back in the 90s. I loved it. And also a little bit like Monsters Inc. A little bit like Sully has morphed into the real world and has gotten to be a little Guido gangsterish, excuse the colloquialisms, and I'll try to pronounce all my words correctly because somebody has been in the water in the cook. Yeah, so this live is not sponsored, but that's what it is. Sponsored by me and life and love. So let's see what we got. So dad's over here hallucinating. Mm.
The only way you're gonna make it right is to do the one thing the kid asked of you. Stop it. You were being the shittiest shitbag of a dad.
Mm.
Now you're hearing me.
Mm.
Anyone ever tell you you're an asshole?
That is crazy. And this is the sad part because it's always somebody who gets the. Okay, so the building superintendent must have had a rap. Okay, he did have a rap. I did see, but didn't really pay attention to that portion of episode 2 because now the building superintendent is in the holding cell because he's. And the evidence that they found is really circumstantial. They found some drawings on the ceiling, some kids' drawings, and a juice box. Now, 2 and 2 always makes 4, but we can't jump to the conclusions, right? So they got the poor super who was just doing his job, looking out for the tenants of the building. And this super saw this little boy leave the building. He's like, make sure you have a day across the street, look both ways, yada, yada. watch the boy cross the street, go around the corner. And of course the super, the super, he's of not of the Caucasus, because this is 70s, so Mm. But anyways, let's continue. They're having a heart to heart in the cell.
Something you want to tell me? What's
Ooh.
this? Take it.
Oh, okay. So now the little boy drew a picture of the Rasta guy that he saw leaving the bodega, right? And so now the cop thinks that the super knows about it. But we saw in the beginning of episode one, because that's the part I was actually like paying attention to. His dad was in the bodega buying some wine, and the Rasta guy came out, was like, F you, F you, F you. And the little boy was standing on the street because dad felt like, oh, you can't come in. I guess he couldn't come in or whatever. And he's like, hey, kid. And kid's like, so and just all quiet. And so now the police detective is questioning the super in episode two, but they don't have any correlation with each other.
You know who that is?
I don't know how many episodes this is.
That's supposed to be me. Really? I ain't did it then. I ain't done it now. You gonna do what you want to do anyhow. Man, I am 72 years old. I ain't had a hard on for so long. Jesus himself would declare him murder. And I do not like cheering the way you think I do. That's the
Oh, so the detective thinks the super snatched the little boy to have some of the worst kind with him, and that is not the situation. So the super is now in the holding cell with the detective saying, like, look, this thing ain't worked since Jesus was walking. And that's something we need to talk about, fellas. We can't be getting to of older ages and stages and phases and not making sure that all of us are working. Okay, so make sure you drink your water, get your rest, mentally, physically, and spiritual rest. Okay, and take your vitamins. And he's like, I don't like kids like that. That's just nasty. Thank you, Gramps. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you. Thank you. Because you know what? Hollywood, they be making all of that just way too normalized, and that shit ain't normalized anymore. But if you went back in time, it might have been. But we ain't talking about that. But it ain't normalized. That shit ain't normalized. Age of consent. Age of consent.
disgusting. Not
Oh, we
doing
got
it right.
Netflix notifications. I'm sorry, y'all. That's the cut water. Ooh. And like I'm sitting here just drinking in the cut, right? All up in the waters and herbs. Like I ain't gotta work tomorrow, and I do gotta present tomorrow. I gotta go over my slide decks. Now this is definitely an epic pro tip. If you get an opportunity to present any upgrade materials, any training materials to your SMEs in a meeting, do it. Let them tear that nonsense apart. You did the work. Here's training. This is what we're gonna look. This is our preemptive. You don't like it, we can fix it. So tomorrow, I do need to go to bed because it's like going on 11 o'clock Central Time. My computer is 8:52 PDX time, Vancouver, Washington time. So it is getting close, but um, I always say one of the best things you can do for any of your documentation and as a trainer is if you ever have any SME meetings or any requester meetings, show them something, right? I told them they had to wait last meeting. Like, no, they'll get something tomorrow. They'll get to see all the things they need to see. So I definitely gotta not have the cut water, because I like a little cold water now. I see. but get ready and prepare for that. And also this week, I was able to produce some introductory lessons for new hires for our billing staff. Very high level, epic account maintenance overviews and some very very high level overviews of work cues. And of course, we got to make this about epic, right? Because, hey, I'm an epic trainer and I love to do that because that's what ultimately pays the bills. Um, so, with those types of things, presenting whenever you can as an epic trainer with whatever updates for upgrades or optimizations, presenting that to your SMEs before go live as a trainer allows us to get the documentation in order so that the end users don't have to be all surprised, right? You can get a preemptive, hey, this is what's coming. The thing about today is that we're so used to things being jazzed up, like, oh, this is coming and that's coming. Like it's got to have the bells and whistles that in the real world, that's not really how it works. That's not how it happens, especially in healthcare IT. There are so many moving parts from, how our systems work together to how staff interact with those systems to how they affect patient care, which is ultimately important. But we are watching a little bit of Eric, the limited series on Netflix. I'm in episode 2, part 2. So, oh, and we got some tickety talks that came in. Not that they know that I'm live because I haven't connected none of that yet. I will, I might. I'm getting there. But for now, this has been fun. Yeah, it's shame, shame. People are like, oh, what's your name? It's Shamie Shone. Chemichone. Shamie Shone. Yes. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. He's like, I'm not doing that. That's nasty.
So that's on you, detective.
He's like, nigga, that's all you. Nigga. Mm. Not being behind bars ever is a 10 out of a 10 experience. Oh, now who is this? Now, okay, so now we are in the guts of the train situation in New York. We are in the homeless section. Somebody's jumping tracks and walking down yonder. I think the dad had something to do with it. I really feel like the dad had something to do with it. I can be wrong. I'm gonna take a few poopy puffs.
I got the stuff you wanted. What took you so long, huh? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Now, where would the fun be in that?
Mm, okay, well, I don't know. I'll probably let it play, but it has been wonderful. Thank you for joining me. We are watching Eric, episode 2, part 2, and talking about life and what we did today, all the fun things. No, not really. We're just here chilling, those sort of things. But, anyways, it's been real. My name is Shammy Sean. Welcome to the channel. I'm learning to go live and all the things, so that's why these videos are the way they are. Bear with me because this is the fun stuff. But you know what? Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And honestly, I got better content on my other social platforms, so catch me there. You know them: Facebook, Tickety Talk, the IG, always at Shammy Shown. As always, thanks for watching. Keep on liking, and as always, I appreciate you.